Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. We're back once again with our black-white control list. We're doing competitive constructed this week. We're currently 2-1. You guys have only actually seen the loss. It was against green-white tokens. I think that's a little bit of a bad matchup, though we did fairly well against it, I would say. We managed to sneak a game out of them anyway, but it was very close. But ultimately, I think go-wide strategies are pretty bad for this deck if it doesn't hit its board wipes on time anyway. But we've beaten Blue-Black Surveil Control, and we beat Golgari mid-range, or was it Abzan mid-range? It was one of those. Either way, it was annoying, and we beat it. So, we're going to go back into another game. We're going to see if we can go 3-1 at the very least. We get 2 rares and a profit of 500 gold if that ends up happening. So, let's find out. Let's see in the games. Okay, we've got... if that was a white mana, I think I'd be a lot happier with this one. We've got turn 1 Fountain of Renewal. If we hit a white source, we've got turn 2 Dawn of Hope, which is the control combo of this deck. I'm going to keep this because it's just not the worst hand in the world. It needs a little help, but I'm sure we can manage that. Let's play our JC Swamp. Our sparkly JC Swamp, whenever our opponent's ready. Yeah! Alright. And then turn 1, Fountain of Renewal. What are we up against? A blue deck. Oh god. I hate this deck. Hate it with a passion. So this is mono blue tempo, and I have never beaten this deck. Oh, it's merfolk. Oh. I think this might get a little better for us then. If it was the tempo blue deck, yeah, I've never beaten that deck, and it's mostly because every single time I play against them, they, without fail, hit a counterspell for absolutely everything that I ever do. And I've played aggro against it, I've played control against it, I've played mid-range against it, and it stomps me every time, and it's just sad. Alright, so we're taking 4. This could still be a terrible matchup for us in the long run, but there's no double black that I want to hit. There's no double white I want to hit, so I'm going to spread my colours around when I make this draw. Cast down. Dang it. Guess I should have double whited them. I was kind of hoping for a land drop instead of that cast down, to be honest. And we are going to need a land drop. Am I going to need it now? We're taking... how much? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. 9, 10, 11. Well, I do have the cast down. I'm going to decline this, and if we hit a land, we wipe the board. God damn, no, not going to happen. Alright, so, the alternative. This deck does run dive downs, main board I'm pretty sure, but maybe only 2 copies. I've got 1 hit with a Moment of Craving, which should be just enough. If my opponent wants to go for the tap 5 to put counters on everything, then he's not swinging in. So I'm just gonna... I should really Moment of Craving on my turn, honestly. The most damage potential is the River Sneak, though he needs to play something that generates multiple merfolk. So I think I'm just gonna hit the Herald. Because if he wants extra damage output there... Oh yeah, we draw a card as well. Haha, lovely. If he wants extra damage output there, then he's going to have to overcommit to this board. And that's really good for us. That will win us the game, I imagine. Because if I'm not dead here, his board is clear. He also has to not have a Spell Pierce in his hand, which sometimes merfolk lists do run. I think they either choose Spell Pierce or Dive Down as their 1 mana interaction spell. I'm not sure if they ever run both. So a tap out would be lovely, just to ease that worry of mine. Also, not presenting lethal would also be awesome, because we've currently got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Commander speaker, play another one. I dare you. Actually, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. If that's the spell pierce, I'm going to be so sad. Oh, it's just Might of the Masses. We're dead. Ah, that was rough. Alright, Might of the Masses is not something I expected to see. So, Ritual of Soot is coming in. Moment of Craving hits a hell of a lot of stuff. Probably just bringing all of the single target removal, to be perfectly honest. Let's go down. Eldest Reborns don't seem too great. Profane Procession seems a little bit slow. We could go down a treasure map. Maybe the compasses are a little much. We could go down the compasses, go up a binding. Maybe. Certainly don't want to get caught off guard like that again. Yeah, I'll bring in the one binding, I think. Is anything else bad here? I don't think anything's terrible here. Yeah, we'll go with this. He had to have Might of the Masses. Dang it. It was literally, if we didn't have that card, that game was over. This is a no-lander. And this one's acceptable. Okay. Treasure map on 2, Craving if we need it. It's nice to slow our opponent down. Incentivize them to empty their hand out a little bit more. We're going to need a board wipe, but with this hand, shouldn't be too hard to find. And play. Because we just boarded in a lot more. Vraska's Contempt's pretty good. We'll play Treasure Map. It resolves. Pretty sure there's no Spell Pierce in my opponent's hand then. So no hexproofy goodness, please. So I can Craving it. Jungleborn Pioneer does make some hexproofiness. But Adept is probably good enough to kill anyway. Because we can actually Moment of Craving the Adept and then Treasure Map Scry. Yeah, I think I want to kill it now. Still concerned about that dive down. We'll get an upkeep and an end step stop. I feel like we should be favoured in this matchup. As long as we get enough time to get where we need to go. And I think that's exactly what our opponent is affording us here. So we're going to hunt for a board wipe with Treasure Map here. Since we already have the mana for a Ritual of Soot. Ixalan's Binding. He will be running 4 copies of Kamena's Speaker. I don't know if I want it though. I think I'd rather look for a board wipe and just take advantage of him spewing his hand forth upon the board. Alright. Treasure map. Upkeep, end step. Same again. We'll flip this treasure map though, rather than spend too much mana on this one, I think. We'll have to see. Depends what we find. Mistbinder. Okay. Come on, board wipe. We're taking 6. Probably 7, honestly. 9. 7, 8, sorry. I must say 9, 4. Long day, apparently. Alright, treasure map. It's a Moment of Craving. No, not good enough. Board wipe, or I'm not happy. Board wipe. Thank you. Alright. Draw. Play a land. Wipe the board. And I think we're in a pretty solid spot now. We have to be aware of the hexproofing merfolk, but we have so much life gain in our deck that I don't think a 1 ping every now and then is going to be too much of a problem. I'm not going to crack a treasure for the treasure map here, but I will upkeep Scry all the same. Look for another board wipe. Moment of Craving. You know what? Sure, as long as I'm controlling the board, that's pretty good. And yeah, I'm just going to draw an extra card this turn. So let's take the card that we know, and then draw an unknown. Dawn of Hope. Dawn of Hope's good. It's real good. So I think we Dawn Craving Pioneer. We're not going to be spending our 2 treasures, though, on drawing a card, since they are representing a card on their own anyway. But this plays around Spell Pierce. So does this. But I think Dawn of Hope's slightly more important. And no card draw. We will get the upkeep stop, though, for this treasure map. We're at 16. We were able to generate 1/1s to counter the merfolk hexproofers. What, tap Weaver? Bad in this matchup. Tap target creature an opponent controls. There's a 4-mana one that I always feel is a little bit better. It taps all of your opponent's creatures rather than just one. For 1 extra mana, I think it's just worth it. But I suppose it depends on how your deck is currently constructed, because of course... ooh, yeah, I'll take that. And we'll draw it. Yeah, you might be a little heavy on the 4-drops maybe, and therefore you don't want this guy. But we know he's running Kamena, and that is like the only card worth playing in Merfolk these days. Oh boy. Oh boy, this is my game now. This should be my game. Not a problem here. I don't even have to wipe this board. I can wait a little longer for my opponent to commit to it. While he's doing that, I can Dawn of Hope and make tokens. Kamena is the card I want to see committed into an Asylum. So, tap 3 on tap Merfolk and he can draw a card. So if he chooses not to attack here, he can draw a card. Cool. We'll then step a Dawn of Hope token. Looking for a land drop, it seems. Okay. Alright. He should know, though, that now that he's done Might the Masses, we're never falling for that again. That will never happen. Alright, let's draw some cards. He has to tap his board to draw a card. We do not. Karn is sweet. Karn makes me want to stop drawing cards, honestly, because now I can start making some big Space Marines. So let's swing for 1. I can draw off Dawn of Hope as well. So this attack is a draw a card situation. I like the idea. I'm going to tap the treasure map, as I mentioned. I'm not going to be cracking those. Got no reason to. And then... how do we proceed from here? Does this deck run negates sideboard? Gotta presume it does. I'm wondering whether or not I should try to kill Kamena with Vraska's Contempt, and I think I should. Yeah, let's do it. Could draw a card with 1 treasure. I don't think I want to. My hand is good enough as it is, I think. We're up to 18. We have a win con in hand. Single targeted removal for absolutely anything. And 2 board wipes for when he's hexproofing Merfolk. Get out of control. Water tap Weaver. Alright. Yeah. This doesn't untap next turn. Doesn't really bother me too much, because he's getting to a point now where wiping the board looks great. Fun fact as well, mana cost 3. If he was running the 4 mana version of Water Tap Weaver, can never remember the name. but the one that taps all of your opponent's creatures, then I would have to Cleansing Nova. As it stands, though, this deck does run Seafloor Oracle, I think. The 4-mana, draw a card whenever a merfolk deals combat damage. So I'm certainly going to be aware of that one. Land drop is nice. Okay, so this is probably a good Ritual of Soot spot. 1 mana open means he's only got Spell Pierce. It's not like our token was doing anything. And tap these. And get a threat on the board. Okay, and this is where we start to close out this game. The more my opponent interacts with it, the slower my win will be, but I'm pretty certain that we can't lose from here. Commander Speaker, not good enough. I'll just run right through that. I'm going to minus Khan again, so we have 2 5/5s, I think. And then probably just dedicate my mana from this point forward just to make soldier tokens. Use that as my card advantage. Land drop, okay. So, minus Khan.
Oh, say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend. Let's go. Boom. I suppose Merfolk's Trickster is actually a thing versus my Space Marines, because it loses this ability which turns them into 0/0s. I'm gonna murder this Commander Speaker if he attacks it. Chooses not to. Wow. Okay. 1/1. 1/1. And my turn. So, tick up Khan, see what's in there. And he scoops. Doesn't even want to look at the 2 unknowns. I would have had a look before we scooped, just in case it showed me anything that we haven't seen yet. That went really well. I think we've boarded about as good as we could board. We've got, what, how many? I think it's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 board wipes in this deck. And then a lot of life gain. It's pretty much what we wanted. So hopefully we can draw about as well as we did last time. I just don't think duresses are a thing that we really want to bring in. Might of the Masses is terrible as long as we can keep his creatures down. Spell Pierces and Negates we can just run random crap into. I don't really care. I think this is more likely to whiff than to actually hit anything. Ixalan's Bindings are nice, but again, I think just removing stuff lower down to the ground to keep him low on creatures is probably better. And Eldest Reborn just loses a 1/1 hexproof most of the time. Yeah, let's just go with that. Just hope that my opponent doesn't have the explosive merfolk start, which this deck is perfectly capable of having. And hope that we don't have a terrible hand. We have a great hand, actually. 2 removal spells, Dawn of Hope whenever we can find time. Khan as a win con, Vraska's Contempt to kill something later down the line. Just need a Fountain to enable Dawn of Hope. Something along those lines. Settle the Wreckage is also acceptable. It's really good as our board wipe. So I'm hoping that he puts a... you know what, Mistbinder's good too. Craving. I was expecting a creature to put a counter on Herald, the Jade Bearer. But this works out just fine as well. I think I'm going to Moment of Craving Mistbinder. Yet again, do it now, play around, dive down, Spell Pierce. Literally no point in waiting on that one, I don't think. The only difference would be is if I thought that he had some pump spells to put on it, like the Jade Bearer, I could negate that little bit of value, but it's just not worth the risk in my opinion. Alright, well, Swamp. This time will pass. You might see a Might of the Masses coming out here. And then I can cast it down. That's really good as a cast down option. you got next? Really need white mana. Swings with everything. So we take 3 points off the board and 5 points later by killing Mistbinder now. He's got Spell Pierce, this doesn't work. He's got Dive Down, this doesn't work. He's got Negate, this doesn't work. There's a lot that stops this from being good. We might just see the Might of the Masses though, as I mentioned, yeah. Better to get it out of here now. And there's Fountain of Renewal. Okay, so Dawn of Hope, Fountain of Renewal, get our card draw engine going. Probably not going to draw with it initially though, because I do have Vraska's Contempt, and Kumena is a hell of a target to hit with Contempt. I expect an all attack here, yeah. Up to 7, up to 8. Decline this. Land drop, please. Dawn of Hope. Okay, well. Kill Kumena while he can't use its abilities. Go up to 10. Go down to 6, up to 7. Come on, white mana. We need white mana. Two, 4, 5, 6. Pump spell kills us. Lord kills us. I'm going to decline this because at the worst case we can put Karn down. Now we have Settle the Wreckage. So I'm going to hope for a settle here. He has to attack with everything to threaten lethal. So he had the Mistbinder. Oh! Ho ho! Sorry. That's what you get for clicking that all attack button. A lot of lands. Okay, so now we start paying the 2 to draw cards, I think. Let's go with Boop. Boop. Dawn of Hope. Ugh. And a Cast Down, actually. That's pretty good. Kill that now. Leaving with nothing. Allows us to slowly gain our life back. One would hope. Oh, land drop. Exactly what we wanted. So, I need a land drop here. Cleansing Nova's not too bad. Vraska's Contempt's also not terrible, honestly. So, Dawn of Hope. It's possible maybe we want to be making 1/1s at this point so that we can gain more life. But I think just drawing cards so that we've got more advantage than our opponent does is much better. Like, Fountain of Renewal's awesome. And I'm pretty confident that this Deep Root Elite cannot kill us this turn. I cannot imagine what combination of card. I suppose there is the 6 mana, 1 creature gets +3/+3, 1 creature gets +3/+3, same again. There is that card. So that's something to be aware of. I'm going to pay 2 to draw a card. Moment of Craving's nice. If we're playing Moment of Craving, I'll draw an extra card. Another board wipe. This game's so over. And this one I'm going to leave because I'm going to kill the Elite. And gain some life. And, yeah. You guys could see a single out that my opponent can have at this point. I'd be interested to hear it. And I personally, I mean, decking myself is certainly an out. It's not going to happen, but it is a thing that could occur. So we're just going to slap down Karn and get a clock going. Decline all this, just in case. Land drop's nice. Okay, Karn. Minus Karn. And our 3/3 is much bigger than most of the things that our opponent could put out here. So, Silvergill allows him to get an extra card. It's probably the best draw in his deck, honestly, is Silvergill. Because it allows for 2 creatures to come out. Do I care about drawing anymore? No. My hand's actually just perfect. Short of making another land drop this turn, which doesn't really make too much of a difference. I don't need anything. Wow. Alright. Space Marine.
Must be built.
Swing. If he double blocks, I'll just cast down. Yeah. Boop. Holding up and Vraska's Contempt. 1 of 3. That protects my Khan as well. By giving him the possibility that the double block actually kills something. He can maybe push some damage through if he's got some sort of unblockable damage. No draw. We're almost up to our starting life total again. I love this deck. It is beautiful. Alright, that's going to pump our Space Marines, so I'll play that. Tick up Khan, see if we can get another artifact. Board wipe or a land drop. Guessing I know what my opponent's going to pick. Is it Isolated Chapel? It is. Alright. I would question why my opponent was still playing if he picked Ritual of Soot, honestly. Because you'd only pick that if you know that you've lost. And again, I've already got one, and he knows I can go get another one. I'd have scooped half an hour ago. And he's scooping now. Alright, well, we had a little bit of a sneaky Might of the Masses hit. I should have known about that card, honestly, because Might of the Masses is awesome. I love that card. And I would absolutely probably play it in merfolk. Though I'd probably play it in like a Deep Root Waters shell, the one that whenever you play a merfolk, you get a 1/1 hexproof. Going wide like that seems like Might of the Masses would be disgusting as a hit. And then you wouldn't have to run the 2-mana one that he was running, where it puts 2 counters on a merfolk. But yeah. 3-1 now with black-white control, taken down blue-green merfolk, lost to Selesnya tokens, 1 against blue-black surveil control, and 1 against Abzan or Golgari. I can't even remember which one it was. Mid-range, either way. Yeah. So that's been pretty good. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. It was a pretty fun one in my personal opinion. I hope you guys agree. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, hit that little bell icon so you get notifications when the next video goes live. And hopefully we can go 4-1 and gain some more gold. Certainly, regardless of what happens here, I'm actually in profit on Competitive Constructed. And I think any deck that can profit on this format is certainly worth playing anyway. Alright guys, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.